Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another episode of Camcast with your host, Cam. Welcome again. I hope each and every one of you is having a great day today. I know I am. Life's just been great so far, and it's a journey that I will continue to go down. And I hope that it's a smooth journey for each and every one of you that is tuned in over and over again to listen to the great updates from, of course, your host and our show. So, once again, thank you. This is a shout out to each one of you that has come back and forth. You know who you are. And thank you again. I know I definitely appreciate your continued support. If you haven't already, of course, you can, of course, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, and or a comment if you would like to. I know we're gonna probably have a few things today that we kind of shoot out there that may give a few others a couple of, I guess, reasons or options or ways to respond to. So be on the lookout for that. And once again, I welcome you all to the episode. For those of you who are new, welcome. I am Cam. I tend to basically come on the show or this channel, of course. We have two ways to watch: Apple Podcasts and YouTube. And I basically kind of give you an update on anything, any projects I've been up to, any updates in my life, any updates that I might see in the news or what have you, style updates, dress code updates, anything that I've discovered, and even giving you in insight on basically conversations and things I've noticed with others and other people that I may have conversations with. So if you enjoy those kinds of things, and of course other things as well, like sports and things like that, you've come to the right place. So with that being said, today I actually am a little pushed back. Had to some adjustments made so that my microphone could have some room for it. And here's a little guy over here. You can't really, I don't know if y'all can see that part, but yeah. But yep, I am using him as always, and he never disappoints. Thank goodness, right? But yes, so we're going to get into our first segment of the show. And I hope you all enjoy. Once again, thank you all for continuously and constantly tuning in to check out what's going on. So today, of course, we have our white shirt with our French cuff links. I have my burgundy necktie. I have a tan vest with a few patterns on it, as you can see there. I have on some green trousers and some tan socks. Oh, and also I have on some blue suspenders. I'm getting more and more into those. They're actually a very good piece, especially they're definitely recommended whenever you're wearing a vest or, of course, a three-piece suit or so, because apparently something with the belt, it's said to make it look a little uneven, whereas it's kind of like putting a train together, I guess, whenever you have the suspenders kind of connecting to the trousers, of course. And especially with me, I wear suspenders a lot. They're a good option for slim people who are very slim or may wear smalls a lot, like in clothing size or whatever. I kind of go back and forth between that and the medium, but they are an excellent choice because of belts don't really always do it for me. I like belts, but suspenders, especially whenever I'm wearing a vest, kind of just gets the job done. Yes, they're normally really worn more so for formal wear. I think I've only worn them formally maybe once, but yeah. So I definitely recommend suspenders. You would be surprised. I know some of you may be saying, well, I don't really see suspenders much, but you would be surprised actually how often and how much people actually, how popular they still may be in the rarest places that you might see them in. I believe I've seen truck drivers wear them. I think a few mechanics I might have even seen. It wasn't really like a car dealership, but it was kind of like a, yeah, and a guy, he had them on. they tend to help out a lot. So I definitely recommend those if you don't have a pair and you tend to probably wear, I wouldn't even say an entire three-piece suit, but if you wear like something that requires like you could put them on polos as well, but like a dress shirt and suspenders, they may be a great option for you. So keep that in mind, gents. But yeah, and that. Oh, and also I have on light brown Oxfords. Make sure I remember to mention that. So yep. Next, basically, we're gonna go home and get into the videos. So today, and actually, looking at some stuff. Nothing really, just I guess some spritz. I'm actually just coming off of a little of a haircut. Speaking of those, there's been a lot of speculation about that. From my personal opinion, for any gentleman that may be watching, I would definitely recommend those as often as you can. Everyone can't get it as often as one another. I understand that, but as often as you can, and make sure you really make a true, valuable investment, whether it be in the actual cut itself or the barber. So I did both, and I definitely recommend you all do the same. And speaking of which, if those of you who are listening are either hairstylists or barbers or have some particular part in the grooming style and grooming industry, shout out to you. And also, please give us a shout out and mention yourself in the comments below. So, yeah, but thank you for your service. So, today, actually, one thing I have noticed a lot lately is how, of course, I'm pretty big into politics. I may not be able to tell you too much background information about, let's say, policies, other than probably the most major ones that are probably the most commonly talked about. But the ones that probably you've never heard of, maybe a few of them. I don't know. Test me. Find out. However, to me, in my personal opinion, I feel that the way things are going today, it has me view the nature of politics and just our government and the governing of things. I look at it in a completely different way, if you will. It's different. It's the things that can be done with it. It has taught me a lot personally. Even to those around me who are constantly witnessing, I'm even noticing from even other channels, other people's channels, whether it be just civilians or even celebrities who go out and create channels or go onto other people's platforms and speak about these things, and to kind of just hear their feedback and how they're digesting and paying attention to what it is that is happening and taking place in our country. Recently, I actually happened to watch a video of someone who has a pretty popular platform. I don't know if his network is technically on YouTube or not, and the video was just placed on YouTube. Like, I don't know if he kind of does it like how I'm doing it with this, or if his platform is somewhere else. But he recently had a very informational and very interesting meeting with a person who was I guess you would say a dictator or so. And I don't mean that in a negative way, if that has a negative connotation to it, but they are in charge, or a very prominent figure, let's go with that, in another country. And to kind of get his understanding of our systems and the way we move and maneuver was very interesting. And it actually kind of even answered some of the questions that I had previously, some of the places of confusion that I probably have often asked. Many have often not been able to, I guess, provide a good response. And when I say provide a good response, I'm not saying that I'm judging as far as like, oh, it wasn't good enough for me. No, it wasn't technically that. It's just that, hey, we encourage you, of course, we encourage you to pursue your curiosities and come back and let us know. Because, well, something that we may not be thinking of at the time, but it could be useful information. So I decided to check it out. It's about 3 hours long, I want to say, but maybe an hour and a half. I can't really remember, but it was a good video. So, but yeah, um, but going from that topic brings me to my next one, which is something that I would actually like to also hear back from with others. And I've asked this question a lot lately, and of course, different people have different perspectives on it. But does anyone here have a particular way of how they consider themselves investing into relationships? Now, when I say relationships, I'm not necessarily speaking on romantic relationships. This could be work relationships, business relationships, business partners, business associates, things of that nature. Does anybody who might dabble in that field often, would they have any kind of like advice, maybe even to even give the rest of our viewers? I think I have a few good tips on what I would like to offer or what I do often and how I kind of go about it. This may mean probably just simply saying hello, checking on people from time to time. Me personally, I'm not really that big on that. I do it from time to time. I'm not really the biggest on, I don't really expect it that often. I know I probably will get it, but it's just not really the first thing on my mind all the time. And that's not saying that certain individuals aren't important. It's just that based off, I guess, usually the perception that is placed on me is typically that everything is either superb or beyond superb. And I guess with that being said, the only time that you would ever really check would be if something was being said, if that makes sense. Or I'm sorry, when I say said, I don't really necessarily mean by, it could be by third parties, that happens often. But I'm saying as far as like, maybe I might have mentioned some dilemmas or something like that going on. So, but yeah, if anybody has any other tips on how they kind of maintain those, please do so. Me, myself, I guess I kind of just described a little bit of an introvert. I can be that at times, and it's just, you know, usually I'm always kind of putting it out there that if, you need me or need my help or need my assistance, especially if I'm able to communicate that to you, you more than likely have my information to reach me. But yeah, so if anybody would like to contribute to that, that would be great. And yeah, so I mean, multiple other people that I have observed. This isn't really something that I would say I've spoken to people about much, but those in which I have observed doing such, you have some people that are very great at it. They can pull you, have maybe stay on the phone with you for an hour or more, or they're constantly, you have those people who, and I call them basically very extroverted people who are always kind of like, they want to check on people maybe once a day or more than once a day, definitely more than once a week. They're always kind of like, I guess, in the faces of others, basically saying, hey, this, that, and the third. And I'm constantly encouraged to be that, but that's just not me. So I would just thought that I just came on here and just kind of basically push that out. I do it, and of course I court it, but it's like, it's just, that's just how it is. But yeah, so anybody that wants to contribute, please go ahead. And yeah, but whenever I do tend to ask these people about these types of, I guess, communication areas or areas of communication, if you will, uh, they don't really typically respond. It's just kind of like it's innate, if you will. So it's natural. It's there. And I'm just like, well, yeah. So I guess it's just like the other way around. But sometimes it could be around maybe where you come from, your family, how you were raised, in certain situations as you were growing up, you know, how they taught you how to pretty much maneuver those situations. Usually, when I learn about people's past or things like that, or get a general idea of the social scene where I'm at, I may develop a particular way of perceiving that, which doesn't necessarily mean that it will be a negative way. It's just that I'm more than likely to come across as insulting or something of that nature. Therefore, I'm quite sensitive about how I go about maneuvering and interacting with individuals. So, this also leads to me allowing them to come to me if they so choose to do so. And even if they don't, most likely will speak before the end of wherever we may be. So, yeah, that's pretty much kind of the advice that I give. And that's that. But yes, we're going to continue to enjoy this political climate. Who knows where it may go? It is kind of motivating, believe it or not, but I'm kind of just ready to see things unwind, or basically the epitome, the result of things, and see individuals come together. And yeah, so that's pretty much most of what I have for you all today. If you all have any style questions or anything of that nature, anything you want to ask me, please leave a comment below and I will be more than happy to respond to you. And yeah, so I'm trying to think. It's great to be back on here. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy speaking to you all. I enjoy interacting. I enjoy pretty much having conversations, thinking as I speak, if you will. We can even talk about food if you want to, kind of different things. I've made a lot of transitions in my life as far as things that I've both cut out and things I've added to my diet. So, and I wouldn't really say it's a diet, but yeah, so of course. But yeah, I know one thing though, it's getting closer and closer to the warm weather season, and I know a lot of people are excited about that. I'm on the fence about it, but of course, can't stop time, so it's on its way. But we'll get into that on the next video or future videos, and without further ado, I'll see you all then. Thank you again for listening. Enjoy the rest of your day.